Hi guys. Wow. It feels like forever since I've been in this space, so it feels like really crazy to be doing a reading from here. Anyways, for those that do not know me, my name is Tabitha. I am a psychic medium and healer. So today I have just a soul collective reading. COVID's got people like pretty like I don't know, it's a weird time. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's a weird time. But it's time. It's time now. So let's get into the reading and see what I mean by that. This is a reading for any soul out there. There are three separate like collective groups here that they have channeled for. So some of you may like resonate more with a certain message. But let's get to it. So two stones that came out for the collective, and one was labradorite. So this is actually a Canadian stone. For those that do not know, I am Canadian, and it's about protecting your magic. It's a really metaphysical stone. It's great if you're just doing anything spiritual. It's really going to help, and it's a really cool stone. It doesn't even do it justice here, but um, when tumbled, it comes like dark, and if light hits it, you shine all these beautiful hues of blue and purples, and it's a really really cool stone. So, anyways, they are telling you guys to protect your magic, or at least get into metaphysics and maybe experience that a little bit. They also had malachite for you guys. So malachite is to claim your success. It is also great for opening up throat chakra. Um, it's just great for, they said, calling back your power as well. But like we said, we want to claim our success. It's going to help you unlock your creativity. It's going to let it flow through and help you reach your highest potential. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Um, Okay, so obviously there has been a little bit of chaos in the world. A lot of people have decided to walk away from things that no longer serve them. Okay, and sorry, they're also just talking. They want me to deliver a message. This just that they do really feel for anybody that is in like separation right now from their loved ones. A lot of past life issues are going to come up for people to be healed right now. For some of you, it's a benefit because you've already been through it in so many different lifetimes, so you know how to handle a situation that's going on like right now. So a lot of people have kind of gone into hermit mode, obviously. A lot of people are quarantining themselves. For some of you, this may be very different, right? You may not be a very independent person and now you are, or, you're not used to being indoors. Regardless, a lot of change has happened, okay? A lot of people have had to relocate, I'm seeing just and it kind of just happened, like it progressed really quickly. Even though the warning signs were there, it felt like it came on really quickly for a lot of souls and countries, they're saying. But this all kind of needed to happen, okay? The world has kind of been crumbling in a really positive way. It may have felt really hard, probably since the year of like 2015. I think is when a lot of people really started to like feel this like shift. There is like a mass awakening going up. Everyone is going up, but going on. Because what's happening right now is like you're no longer gonna be able to like really live in a three-dimensional vibration. Okay, so it's going to be best for everyone to start living in probably about five dimension. Um, so what I mean by all that is that like this is a very low vibrational, like what we were feeling, like the money, control, power, the ruins of our earth, like all that kind of stuff, it's not going to sustain humanity long term, nor like planet Earth. So then you guys would have to relocate to another planet. That's why everyone's like fixated on Mars, right? Say by 2050, you'll be able to go there. Thing is, you got to take in consideration you're going to someone else's planet. Like, just as like the naked eye can't see the beings there, doesn't mean that that planet does not belong to someone. So, um, they did just want me to bring that up. Mars is very hot too. Make sure you got your suit. Yeah, the concert will be fun though. Anyways, so they are just talking about all these things were crumbling so that everyone could awaken and kind of reach this higher vibration. We do need people to start being more like intellectual. We need people to start being more spiritual because, like I said, you're not, the planet's not going to survive if everyone just keeps being in this like 3D dimensional. So I guess the reason they like brought up Mars is like the way that they like show it is like, imagine it was like really like there was nothing on our earth anymore. Like it was very barren, okay? And like you would just like there's just like rolling garbage and like it's like things are on fire. Like it like literally I don't know like how to describe it. There's actually like a painting out there. If you watch The Flood with Leonardo DiCaprio, he talks about this painting at the very beginning. It kind of reminds me a bit like of that, except they show it to me on an extreme level, and they show me like Mars and then like garbage rolling around. I guess like the like beings that live on Mars are very concerned because they don't want like you guys to inhabit on their planet and do what you did here. But anyways, it's a collective thing. Like everybody inhabited on planet Earth for an extremely long time and it took a toll on it. So anyways, the desire and wish now is to kind of bring balance back, okay? The universe wants to bring balance back to planet Earth. And they do this by leaders. We need leaders. We need good leaders going forward. Good leaders, leaders of light. So they are talking about, all of these light workers, all these like spiritual beings, like all the people that have been like preparing for this for a long time, like this is it. Like this is the time, okay? I don't mean to like alarm anyone, but going here on out, I think the reason people this freaked people out so much is because they really like kind of saw a glimpse into the future and kind of like, especially, we just had the California wildfires and we had this really bad tornado rip through Nashville. And then, this pandemic that like literally affected everyone globally and then economically. Like, it's just like people are just really waking up now. Um, so and if people haven't, they are like this time is really really making people kind of like it's lighting like a fire in people, okay, and making them realize that they need to kind of do something. They need to that this isn't going to sustain, okay, and it starts with us, really, like us, like my viewers, like every soul out there that's on planet Earth right now, because we are going to be bringing more beings into this earth, okay? And we need to really, like, we need to be leaders and mentors. Like, we need to stop looking at ourselves as, like, mother, father, and, like, authority figure, and I'm higher power than you. Like, just be a mentor and be a leader for those young beings. Because if you shape them and if you teach them that, like, there's so much garbage out there, like, why do we even create this garbage? Like, if you get that in their minds at a young age, like, by the time they're raising their families, they're going to have come up with a lot of solutions, okay? It is going to birth this whole new age. This is the age of light that we've been talking about. Okay, so this is kind of just like what's happening. This is like the beginning of all of that. And it's exciting, guys. Like the age of light, like it is very different. It is much more galactic. It is very spiritual. Imagine like what it would be like if everyone truly was successful and like we weren't like worried and we weren't like fighting, like we didn't have these animal instincts like I need to be successful so I don't like you or I'm gonna, not help you. Like it's not like that. It's like there's an elite race and they help each other out and they create amazingness. If that makes any sense. I did not do it justice. That they were like, that is not like how we said that, but I think you guys get what I mean. Like it would just be a very different time. I think we're always like, oh, there needs to be like a rich and a poor, and no, no, there really doesn't. In the future, it's very different, especially in the five dimension. So, anyways, when you get rid of these lower vibrational dimensions that are not working for us anymore, you can ascend and elevate everyone higher. So, people have been doing this for a while, like by, using their gifts and like through art. And I think that it's right now, this time, like anybody that's on this planet, like is not like a newbie to this planet. Like you've done lives, you've learned lessons. You may not be on like, you may still be learning lessons, like that's why we come to earth, but there's a good chunk of you out there that are here more as like leaders and role models, and everyone is here for that, but there are some groups that more than others that are called to that. So yeah, this like ending, this like breakup with people, like it really, really gave people clarity, okay, and insight. Like I was saying, for some people, it really made you like value relationships, perhaps. Like if you did have to like self quarantine yourself. Um, they're also just talking about like connection with like divine God and source as well. I think a lot of people are just kind of like not really knowing like what's going on right now. So they're reaching out to higher powers, or they're starting to think like, is there something else out there? Like, what is after this? Like, what if this happens? Like, not like it's not a zombie apocalypse, but like the human apocalypse. Um, but nevertheless, like people are still communicating. This is going to be your lifeline, okay? So as much as people are like social media is bad, it's actually like they joke that our like smartphones are like pots, like our laptops. We get so much information from communicating and the internet, and like the fact that we can do this. So it's the next best thing to basically like telepathy and like teleportation and stuff, is like being able to connect through the internet. So they are just like in the future, they're talking a lot more like people are going to be more like from home in a sense, if that makes sense. Like a lot, this is also a really good test, like for a lot of like businesses and basically for the economy, to see like what is going to survive if we had to go to this, like, people working from home. It would actually be so much better for the environment because you cut down on commutes and buildings and stuff like that. So, I mean, in the future, it's a lot more like things are delivered to you. A lot of people work from home. Um, so yeah, they are just talking about that. They're just saying like online business is a really good idea. Like if you're like at this point, like if you're starting a business, like don't worry so much about like a storefront and stuff like that, because like in the future, it's gonna be um, a lot of people running things from their homes, or at least like no, that's what they're saying. Sorry, I stand corrected. But this brings like abundance to everyone, okay? This brings abundance to the planet. It brings yeah, it brings abundance to the universe, they're saying. They were also just talking about like, I think there's gonna be a lot of like pregnancies during this time, because a lot of people are like quarantined together and stuff, and like there's not really that much to do, and I don't know, it's a weird time and just all of that. So people are going to be extremely fertile during this time, and there are going to be um, some children definitely birthed during this time. They are also just saying that people are taking on very nurturing roles at this time, and really taking care of their families, and just making sure that everyone is safe and protected. Um, and they're just talking about like keeping children away from the elderly just for the time being. If you haven't started a 14-day quarantine, no matter where you are in the world, it is somewhat suggested at this point. But By April 6th, things are going to start going back to April 6th, 2020. Things are going to start to be going back to normal. By summertime, it's going to be a totally different vibe. People are going to be like in a much better space. People are going to be a little freaked out though. Like, I see like May, like people still being, and like my heart really goes out to people that have already been affected by like a natural disaster, then to have this on top of them. Like, imagine if your house was destroyed in a tornado and then like you had a pandemic and like you're supposed to quarantine yourself. Like, where do you go and stuff? So, my heart really does go out to those people. I'm sending you lots of love, light, and angels. I did hear that there has been some people to step up. There has definitely been. There is a group. This came out together. I'm sorry. I got the chills when this came out. Like, just look at this. So there is a group of leaders. There's people that are very dedicated to like saving humanity and the earth, and these people are here and they're stepping into action. So a lot of people are stepping into their power at this point. It's like an unbelievable power force, and they are talking about light workers uniting, and they're just talking about like people that have been training for this for lifetimes. Like, this is it, this is the time, this is the time. So yeah, so we're actually all like, even though we feel so separated right now, we are actually all coming together like soul collectively in a way that is just so beautiful. This was actually a huge blessing in disguise. I know that people may not be looking at it like that. And it was a really good test for us. And it's going to give you guys a lot of knowledge going forward, because I hate to say it, but like, I mean, it's not a secret. We had, Ebola, we had SARS, we had COVID. Like, there's just been so many. Like, there's gonna be, but like, even if you just go back in time to like plagues and famine and wars and stuff like that, like, um so also too, like, if this is how people were like, the whole toilet paper thing, like, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but like toilet paper, like people were buying it, like it was just crazy. Then like, if you actually needed toilet paper, like you got to use like paper towel. I don't know, people, my grandparents were like, you could use a rag, like like that's like how crazy it was getting. Anyways, it did concern like them, because they're like, if this is how people are acting over something like this, wait till like your natural resources are wiped out because of natural disasters or because of pandemics. Like, um that's when, like, that's when wars start, right? And that's like the last thing we want, because that literally will just destroy the rest of the planet. Like, it will just destroy everything. And we don't have to go down that route. Like, we can like control, like, not control, but like we can like move with these changes that Mother Earth is doing, and like it's an ending, and we can rebirth with the planet into a higher frequency, opposed to just having like anarchy, like a war, and then it just being done. That is like what all light workers do not want to happen. That is like why we are here. So, believe it or not, we are actually moving into a much like better cycle. We are like, picture the figure eight, like the infinity symbol, right where it comes together, is where we are right now. So like, that's what we've been like pushing through, which is going to birth this whole new cycle. So let's make it a good one. Okay, like, let's really try collectively to make changes to make things more sustainable. And even just like our vibrations, guys, like talking like badly about people and like putting others down, like being, that's like a low vibrational vibe. Okay, that's like the mindset of a bunch of people, or like a bunch of humans in the 3D. So you want to elevate higher than that, and as you do that, like, your food is going to change as well. Like, it's amazing what happens when you change a frequency. um they just want me to leave it there for now. So anyways, for a lot of you, like there could be some, like there's a lot of confusion, right? There's a lot of confusion even just about like what way do I go? Like what's happening? Like what is a higher power? What is a higher frequency? Like and it could even be like trapping you, right? Like it's almost like you just like you're a little bit like caught up in all this like what if, like what is happening? Like what is going on? Egypt is coming through really strong right now. So the reason Egypt has been like such a big part of our like galactic coding is because that's like when people like when kind of like almost when we developed the human race in a sense, okay? Like I know a lot of people are going to be like actually like scientifically, but that was a culture, that was a group of beings that used magic while they were here on earth, okay? And we are going to like kind of revert back to that a bit, and they were very spiritual as well, okay? um we're not going to be so materialistic, even though we do like I mean I love my crystals, but I really try to like not be materialistic because you gotta kind of like from here on out you kind of gotta think of the mindset as like, do I really need it? Like you got to control yourself, okay? Like we can't be like overindulging in things anymore. Like it's moderation at this point, it's balance. And they're just like really talking about like somewhat like minimalist, and like you have to be kind of like prepared to like let go of things, like attached to nothing, connected to everything, because there could be a disaster that wipes out everything. And like so they want you guys to kind of like get over that fear and just be able to like live. um it's weird, they just like showed me like someone like living out of like just like a duffel bag and that's like just how they live. Just like got my whole life here, like I'm good, like no matter where I am, like this is just like the resources that I need. And like if I ever needed, I could go buy a shirt, or I could, you know what I mean? But I have just like this bag of like just supplies. um yeah, so it's like there's just this huge awakening. If you haven't been through an awakening yet, you will be shortly. But this is just every stage. So like people are just vibrating higher and higher and higher. So you may have already had an awakening. Well, you're gonna hit another stage of awakening, another frequency, okay, another dimension. And I sorry, you want me to just like point out something, or like I don't know if you guys call it point out, but what you guys want me to say this? So, it's kind of like, at least like from what I understand from like what they tell me, is that like you want to be able to like merge all of your timelines, like all of like your dimensions in a sense. Like, so I don't live in the third dimension. I don't live in the fourth dimension. Like I've elevated higher than that. So like those like fell away. So like those like vibrations that are, or like even like people that are like associated with those dimensions, like they don't exist to me anymore, okay? And like and you'll just notice like as you keep going higher and higher, like those things like they don't exist. They just kind of fall away from your life. And then you're able to just kind of like I don't know, this is what they show me, like this like I don't know how to describe it. Sometimes it's hard because some of them don't use words, and like I don't really know how to like channel it or like explain it to like make it make sense. But I think you guys get it. Like you have like the higher you go, like you drop dimensions as well. So it's not like, and then like by doing that too, you like, it's weird because dimensions go up, but they like also go out. So it's like past lives get healed as well, which like also helps drop dimensions. I hope that that makes sense. Anyways, that was your awakening card. Yeah, a lot of people are just realizing that there's a lot more out there. People are like being more open to the idea of travel, like astrological travel, planets, extraterrestrial beings, spirituality, just even themselves, like just a lot of people taking looks at like a look at themselves, and what is my role in the universe? What is my role on this planet? Why am I here? Um, And so a lot of people are relocating, especially after this virus. Like I see a lot of people like relocating. It definitely, they're saying, definitely like, um, this is really weird, but like they said, it definitely lit a fire under like twin flames, or like people that like if someone was like into someone and like they hadn't made it known, like this really shook some people, right? Like I said, I did pick up on a lot of people being like separated, and that goes back to past lives of like famine and war and um, all of that. So they are just saying that like as soon as people are gonna be together, like, or as soon as this is like lifted, almost, it's almost like they show me like a ban being lifted, um, and like travel starts again, like people are going to be coming together and relocating. A lot of people are going to be leaving rough waters, entering into smoother times. Um, yeah, like if I know we've kind of been saying this for a while, like, but you could see just even like through social media, like how people were like so excited for 2020 because they were just like everyone like couldn't wait to see 2019 go. Like I haven't heard anyone, in all honesty, and I communicate with like every soul, but like so many people have struggled the past 2 years, and like that's not like a coincidence. And then like to be at where we are in the universe and stuff, like this is all playing out according to their exact plan, according to higher powers plan. It's hard being in the game sometimes. Like they like see it from a totally different view up there, right? But like they're just like, why? Like, why don't they just do that? And you're like, you don't know what it's like for me down here. Like it's totally different. Like you can have the most solid plan up there, and then you get to Earth, and it's just like it's a game. It's the game of life. They didn't make that game for no reason, and you game things happen, and you had to just play it out and see what happened, right? So, anyways, a lot of clarity for everyone. There has been so much clarity from what's going on right now. People are removing those swords as well, they're saying. And like a lot of people are taking back their power. Like people are ready to like lead. Like people know, like some people like they've known this is coming for an extremely long time, and like now like their power is here. We are also going into Aries season, so there's going to be this like new like passion, fire, drive. They are saying that a lot of you are actually really using this time really well, and you're like getting things going in your life. Like I see like somebody writing a book, like someone reading their books that they didn't get to read, like someone working on their online business. I see just like people like purging their houses. Like there's just like a lot of people are actually like taking advantage of this kind of break that the universe has set in motion for everyone. They are saying to look into your Akashic records. So once again, this is when you go to a place and you can basically read or watch your past lives or your stories. A great way is like either through meditation or past life regression sessions, or um, just talking to source and your guides. But this is coming up because you all have like coding, right? Galactic coding, or you have knowledge, okay? You have a lot of knowledge that you could use going forward, okay? So this is your Akashic records. Like I said, they were talking about Egypt, especially right now. They're talking about like, once again, like hunger, like war and famine, and like Ireland is coming, it's actually St. Patrick's Day when I'm filming this, funny enough. Yeah, and I'm like they bring me back to like the Holocaust, like they bring me to like I said, some wars. They bring me to like ships and like people getting scurvy, like just pandemics basically is what they show me, or just like devastation, tragedy. So anyways, that's all coming up to be healed for a lot of you, or it's coming up so that you can remember things, so that you can be a strong leader going forward. So yeah, so everyone has gained a lot of perspective from what's happening right now. A lot of people are just really reflecting, they're saying. Um, and that's great to be doing, and it's gonna light a fire and a passion and a magic within everyone. A lot of people are going to start coming together. A lot of people are really stepping into their light worker missions. Everyone's just really stepping into themselves. Like, people are like, like, this just isn't going to go down like this. Like, my kids aren't going to live like that. Like this is enough is enough. It's like the younger generation is like, no, like, we're here to fix this, and like, we don't really care what people say anymore. Like, we're going for it. Um, Lead by example, they're saying that's the best thing you can do. They are all there guiding us. They do have some, wow, they have a lot of messages. I can't give all those messages, guys. Just a few, please. Okay. So they are saying strength. You're being guided by the cosmos. Stay strong. A positive outcome is assured. And if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I did do a pandemic reading, and the sun came out and victory. So this will kind of blow over, but they do want you to be aware that these are issues going forward in the future. Patience. Be patient and allow destiny to unfold at its own pace. Stillness. Reflect in this moment with love, kindness, and compassion for every soul. Gratitude. The universe loves shines through the miracles of life and all around you. Okay, guys, I hope that this helped you. Please do not fear. We are here. It's a good one. Everything is going to be all right. Just stay connected, stay in your house, and take it easy. Watch some Netflix. Bye.